So Alberta wants to break up with Canada. Again. And this time they're making it official with a referendum in 2026. Now, I know what you're thinking, didn't we just do this? Well, buckle up, because Alberta's relationship status with Canada is about to get way more complicated than your high school ex's Facebook timeline. The separatists got their signatures, the premier's playing both sides like a political DJ, and somehow a $25,000 fee is supposed to stop people who literally want to create their own country. If you think your family dinners are awkward, wait until you hear about Alberta's plans for Thanksgiving 2026. Let's set the scene. Alberta's been having what we might call commitment issues with Canada for a while now. It's like that friend who threatens to quit their job every Monday but shows up Tuesday with a fresh coffee anyway. Except this time, they've actually scheduled the exit interview. By fall 2026, Albertans will be staring at a ballot asking if they want to ghost the entire country. The question on the referendum? Do you agree that the province of Alberta should cease to be a part of Canada to become an independent state? Which, let's be honest, sounds like something you'd see on a dating app under relationship goals, except way more expensive and with actual geopolitical consequences. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Remember when collecting petition signatures used to cost $500? Yeah, Premier Danielle Smith looked at that and thought, you know what? Let's make it $25,000. That'll slow them down. Spoiler alert, it did not slow them down. The separatists raised that money faster than a GoFundMe for someone's cat surgery. We're talking about people who want to run an entire independent nation. You think they're intimidated by a fee that's less than a decent used truck? These folks probably passed the hat around at the UCP convention and had enough left over for pizza. Speaking of that convention, let's talk about the most awkward family reunion in Canadian political history. Picture this. Premier Smith stands up and says she believes in a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada, which, by the way, is political speak for I want to have my cake and eat it too while also keeping the cake in a different jurisdiction. She got booed. Actually booed. Meanwhile, separatist leader Jeffrey Rath shows up, yells about independence, and gets cheered like he just announced free Stampede tickets for life. If you're keeping score at home, that's separatists. 1. Premier trying to play the middle, 0. And here's the thing about Smith's position, it's more flexible than a yoga instructor on a good day. She keeps saying she wants Canada to work for Alberta, pinning her hopes on some memorandum of agreement with Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberal government. Which is adorable, really. It's like trying to fix a relationship by writing down all your issues on a napkin at Tim Hortons and hoping that makes everything better. Dear Canada, we need to talk. Love, Alberta. P.S. We might leave you. P.P.S. But maybe not. PPPS depends on how we're feeling in 2026. Let's zoom out for a second and appreciate the absolute chaos of Alberta politics lately. We've had controversies over trans rights, a teacher's strike that made everyone's blood pressure spike, debates about the notwithstanding clause that would make constitutional lawyers weep into their law books, and somehow, all of that might look like a calm Tuesday compared to what's coming. Because nothing says stable political environment quite like potentially splitting from your country while simultaneously arguing about everything else under the sun. The separatists managed to collect way more signatures than required, which tells you something about the mood in the province. And here's the kicker about those shape-changing rules mentioned in the requirements. Governments have this adorable habit of adjusting regulations just enough to look like they're putting up resistance while actually making sure nothing really stops the momentum. It's like putting a wet floor sign next to a slip and slide. Technically you did something, but everyone knows where this is going. So where does Premier Smith actually stand? Great question. Your guess is as good as mine, and probably as good as hers on any given Tuesday. She's walking a tightrope thinner than Alberta budget projections, trying not to alienate the separatists in her own party while also not completely terrifying everyone else who thinks breaking up Canada sounds like a terrible idea. It's political gymnastics at an Olympic level, and judges from both sides are holding up scorecards that all say confused. The reality is this, Smith's caught between a rock and a really angry place. On one hand, she's got separatists in the UCP who genuinely want out and aren't shy about it. On the other hand, she's got people who think sovereignty association is just secession with better marketing. And in the middle? Smith's trying to convince everyone that she can somehow make Ottawa play nice while keeping the maybe we'll leave card in her back pocket like it's a Costco membership she's not sure she'll renew. By the end of 2026, we're going to see if Albertans actually want to swipe left on Canada, or if this whole thing was just the political equivalent of changing your relationship status to it's complicated for attention. Either way, Smith's going to have to pick a side eventually, because you can't show up to a referendum saying I believe in both staying and leaving, depending on vibes. So there you have it, Alberta's heading for the most consequential multiple choice question since what do you want for dinner? Except this time the options are stay Canadian or start printing new passports. If you're as fascinated by this political soap opera as I am, hit that subscribe button because trust me, Canadian Insights is going to be covering every twist, turn, and dramatic speech between now and referendum day. Drop a comment below. Do you think the referendum will pass? Will Smith finally pick a lane? And more importantly, if Alberta becomes its own country, what do we call the people, Albertans or Albertians? Let's discuss. See you in the next one, where we'll probably be talking about whatever new chaos erupts before lunch.